Here from Ascension Lutheran in St. Louis, where we are reading through the Gospels in the course of 1 year. An exciting time because we've transitioned to do another Gospel, the Gospel of Mark. So I want to make a few introductory remarks about the book of Mark, the second of the Gospels. The book of Mark is one that is full of action. Again and again, we come across this word immediately. Jesus does something immediately or goes somewhere immediately. It also focuses on Jesus' actions and deeds, not to say that it doesn't focus on Jesus' words, but it really does focus on Jesus' deeds and what he does more than the other Gospels. Be looking for that. The other thing that it emphasizes is Jesus is truly man. We know Jesus' two natures, we call it. He's true God and true man. The opening verse of the book of Mark certainly emphasizes that Jesus is true God. That very first verse, beginning of the gospel, Jesus Christ, the Son of God. So true God. But then also throughout Mark, we see that Jesus is emphasized as true man. We see Jesus, for instance, his emotions. In today's reading, it talks about having pity on a man with leprosy. Today's reading also talks about Jesus getting up early in the morning, going off by himself to pray. This need to be alone and sort of recharge and to come before the Father in prayer. So we see this human side of Jesus too, true God and true man. He's both. Mark, by the way, is also the gospel that we're going to be reading through in a summer sermon series. So we'll be publicizing that more. But this summer, you have the chance to meet Mark. We're going to read through much of the Gospel of Mark over the course of the summer. We thought that would be a good tie into our weekly gospel readings. More on that to come. Today, just wanted to look briefly at that account of Jesus healing that leper that I already mentioned. I think it's just such a beautiful account, and we see this compassion, this pity that Jesus has in this man, and Jesus does something that's unthinkable. He even touches a leper, and we see there, I think, Jesus' depth of compassion for all people, especially perhaps those who are sick, those who are lowly, those who are outcasts. Thanks be to God. I'll just read briefly, beginning in chapter 1, verse 40. And a leper, someone with leprosy, came to Jesus, imploring him, and kneeling down, said to him, "If you will, you can make me clean." This statement of faith from this man. Moved with pity, Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him and said to him, "I will be clean." So Jesus moved with pity, the same word that's translated as compassion, this deep gut compassion and love for this man. Jesus touches the man even, goes out of his way. He didn't have to touch him, but he chooses to. And he says, "Be clean." And immediately we're told, there's that word immediately again, the leprosy left him and he was made clean. Jesus sternly charged him and sent him away once, saying, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go show yourself to the priest and offer your cleansing, what Moses commanded as proof for them." So Jesus tells the man to go, show himself to the priests, make the sacrifice for his cleansing. So Jesus restores his body, heals him, but he also restores him to society, restores him back to the community of God's people, this double restoration. We think about how God restores us, right? And in the forgiveness of sins and restores our relationships even through that same forgiveness, his forgiveness for us and certainly our forgiveness for one another. Interesting note, the man does not do, though, that other thing that Jesus says not to do. Jesus says, "Don't tell anyone," and the man does. He tells other people. We're told that as a result, Jesus can't even enter the cities anymore. Too many people are clamoring after him, looking for him, maybe looking for miracles to be performed, and Jesus has to kind of stay outside the cities on the periphery because of that. But for us, we have the command to go and tell. We should tell the mighty works of God to others so that many would want to come and see and hear more of Jesus revealed in his word and join us certainly in worship as well. God's blessings as you read